if your email statistics do not matter to you, you don't have to watch this video. If they do, you might want to stay tuned just for a moment. I'm Donnie Bryant, and I wanted to give you an update on the Apple iOS 15 release. It's now confirmed. Actually, it's been confirmed for a few days, which means this video is late. September 20th, iOS 15 will go live. And from that point forward, email marketing is going to be a little bit different. At least, again, for people who care about measurement and how they're tracking success of their email programs. The 20th is going to be the first day where you will no longer be able to accurately assess how many of your Apple users are opening your emails. And so let me say this. I did a training, you may know this, on Labor Day. And if you missed out on the training, you missed out on a good time. We covered 5 critical steps that you got to take. And then also we wrote an email, like an iOS 15 compliant or friendly email, live. I had no idea what was going to happen. We did it kind of freestyle, off the dome style. It was a lot of fun. But if you want to catch the recording, I have in the description, there's a link where you can pick that up along with a couple of bonuses. But anyway, here I want to talk about, I said 5 things in that training. I'm going to tell you about 3 things right now, and you'll want to do them. And I've said this before also. Even if you don't care about iOS 15 and you don't necessarily think about open rates or segments or anything like that, these ideas can still make you extra money, help you make more money from your emails. So again, you might want to stay tuned just for a minute. I'll make it quick. Number 1, iOS 15, again, you're going to now think differently about measuring the success of your email program, at least in some way. We used to at least look at open rates, but a lot of people would split test for open rates, and that's really going to be a little bit trickier going forward. I don't know if anyone has said this yet, but it's possible that you're still going to be able to get split test results, hypothetically, if your Apple users are equally distributed among the test groups, right? And then they're equally likely to have opted into mail privacy protection. That means it's going to seem like all of them, they all open their email. But if that happens equally on both sides, then it shouldn't have, it will make your open rates look insane. They'll be 50, 60%, right? 70%. But you still may be able to see A did better than B, because we can assume that both sides had the same amount of Apple Mail users. That's such a weird thing to say because we've been talking about how it's going to kill open rates. You may still be able, you won't necessarily know with accuracy and confidence how many are actually opening. But in terms of split testing, you still may be able to get away with that. Don't quote me. I'm not a statistics expert in terms of what the math might look like, and it's all hypothetical, but I think that may be true just based purely on equal distribution of the segments. I'm rambling now. I said I was going to make this quick, but you're going to have to re-examine how you engage or how you measure engagement. So one specific instance is a lot of us use 60-day opens or 90-day opens to determine our engaged segment for our, we're sending emails, especially in e-commerce, sending emails to the engaged part of the list, and we'll use 30-day, 60-day opens. You're not going to be able to do that anymore because we won't know if they opened or not. It will look like they opened, but we really won't know. And if you're using something like, I won't name any names here, but if you're using one of the providers that you pay per email, or you buy a million emails and you're using them up, you're going to be sending emails to a whole bunch of people who aren't opening, thinking that they are. So you're going to have to look for a different way of measuring that. And what does that look like? Well, my suggestion, of course, the next line of engagement that you could test is clicks. So that brings us to the second point. Number 1 is re-examine your engagement strategy and how you're measuring. Clicks are going to be the frontline metric that you look at. Obviously, sales is the back end metric, and beyond that, perhaps earnings per subscriber per month or something like that might be the number that you're really looking at. But in terms of engagement and keeping people on active lists or whatever you do, you're going to have to get clicks. So the second point here is you're going to have to incorporate different kinds of emails, likely, into your strategy, into your rotation, that are specifically designed to get clicks, and they're set up in a way that really makes sense. So I'll mention briefly some thoughts, but again, we're just going to be quick about this. If you're sending text emails, that's great. A couple things you may want to do: shorten the email. Shorter emails tend to get more clicks, all things being equal, which of course is a stupid thing to say. But shorter emails, more clicks, because people are, if they feel like they know what you're going to say, they feel like they know everything, they don't have to click. So if you shorten the email, they know less, and if they want to know more, they have to click through. And so a higher percentage of people will generally click. Now, let it be known that the clicks tend to be lower quality clicks, and that means you'll have an overall conversion rate on the sales page or the whatever you're doing on the other side will likely be lower. But if you get more clicks, overall, your total sales may be better, or your total number of whatever thing you're tracking might be higher. And again, we're thinking about for engagement, making sure you know who on your list is paying attention. So shorter emails. If you don't add images, you probably should get some exciting images every once in a while now. Work them in there, because people do pay attention to links. And a lot of people are scared that putting links will ruin your deliverability. In my experience, that's not really true, as long as it's not the dominant part of your email. If it takes more, I think it's more than 40% of the surface area of your email, you might have to worry about it. So if you're just adding an image into a text email, in my experience now, you're not going to have a big problem with that. So consider adding exciting or curiosity evoking images. And then the other thing is, you're going to have to just leave people hanging sometimes. Do cliffhangers. You have, if you're doing e-commerce and you're selling stuff all the time, you want them to click all the time, of course. But if you tell them exactly what they're getting here, buy this shirt, click here. Get this, click here. But sometimes you're going to have to do other things where they click out of pure curiosity, not necessarily intent. I'm going to leave that right there. Okay, so those are two things. And then the third thing is, I don't know what this is. The third thing is, I call it proactive segmentation. This is something we should always have been doing. And it's not iOS 15 specific, but it will be helpful in assuring that you're targeting people and engaging people at the highest level if you're willing to do a little bit of work. And that really just means how you bring people onto your list impacts everything that happens going forward. I've said this for a long time, but with particular emphasis on iOS 15, you should have specific forms or specific ways for people to get on your list in a targeted way, rather than saying, I'm not saying you can't say this, but if you have 10% off, if you give me your email address right here, a lot of people will do it, whether they're interested in your brand or not, whether they're interested in the men's clothes or the women's clothes or the supplements, or you don't know anything other than they like to save small amounts of money. And so that's a valid way of getting people on your list, but it doesn't tell you much. You may consider having specific lead magnets or specific options, specific reasons for people to get on your list that tell you something. For example, I just said women's clothes, men's clothes. So to get 10% off on women's clothes, put your thing here. To get 10% off on men's clothes, click here. Get 10% off on dog clothes, click here. And then you could even go even more specific, right? Especially if you're an information marketer. You may want to have a very specific report. Like I could say, how apparel e-commerce stores can improve their email marketing results after iOS 15. And people who enter their email address right there, you know a lot about them. Hypothetically, you know that they are apparel e-commerce store owners. You know that they're email marketing, or at least they're thinking about doing it. You know they're aware of iOS 15 and they're thinking about statistics and measuring what their emails look like, now I can send emails to them. I know something about them. So even if I can't track open rates, I know going in, this is a topic that they're interested in. That's likely to get real opens, not just tracked opens that are not real. And whether or not they click. I mean, we're going to talk about, like I said, how you get them to click. That's what you, that's what point number 2 was. But you know they're already likely to be interested in the topic. So you know they're likely to be reading, and as you're sending these things out, you have a higher degree of confidence. There are real opens, and then a higher level of confidence that a higher percentage of people are going to click. So you don't feel like you're wasting emails, or you won't actually be wasting emails. Each email is going to be more valuable. It's more work for you, but it will yield higher quality results. So again, that's just a quick overview. I didn't mean for this video to be 12 minutes long, but it is what it is. If you need, or if you'd like more information about how you can maximize your sales, maximize engagement and sales after the 20th, like it's going to be the 20th in 3 days, right? When I'm shooting this is the 17th of September. So you're going to have just a couple of days. I've recorded this live training. It was 2 hours talking about how, not just what, but how to do these things with examples. There's a link in the description where you can pick up the recording. It's $27. See, I shouldn't have told you that, right? Make you be curious and click, but really, it's $27. I wish you had been there live during the thing. It was a lot of fun, great energy, and you could have got it for $7. But $27, you can get this, and plus a bonus where we're going to talk about how to make people curious, how to set up emails in a way that drives, I call it intense opportunity curiosity. And I've used that strategy, that format to drive millions of dollars of sales. And I'm going to share it with you as a bonus for grabbing the recording for the iOS 15 training. It's in the description. Check it out. And thank you for hanging out with me. We're going to keep talking about this. As iOS 15 develops, we'll learn more stuff. And I want to help you stay on top of the game. So if you care about your statistics, check out the recording. Peace.